Hello students, how are you all? I hope all of you are doing amazing. Welcome all of you at AriserTalent, and AriserTalent is an e-learning platform where you can get the video lectures recorded by the expert faculty of Kota. Along with the content, you are also provided with sample paper, test series and the doubt section. So you can post your doubt and the faculty will answer you within the 24 hours. So for this purpose, what you have to do, you have to just subscribe our channel. So just press the bell icon and get the amazing videos like this. So we are dealing with physics, and in the physics we are dealing with a very interesting chapter that is about light reflection and refraction. So what we have discussed in our previous lecture, we have seen about the total internal reflection, and it is a very interesting phenomena. We have seen that which is occurring when a light is going to travel from denser to rarer medium, and the second condition is the angle must be greater than the critical angle. So this is a very important topic we have, and you have to study this topic in very much detail in your higher classes also. Now, we are dealing with the effects and the applications of the TIR, and the first TIR application we have seen is about the poroprism. Now, what is poroprism? Poroprism we have seen as a right angled isosceles prism which is used in binoculars and periscopes. And the second application we have seen is about the sparkling of diamonds we have. Diamonds are sparkling just because of the total internal reflection. Now the third application which we are going to deal today is a very interesting one, that you can see that air bubble in the water is always shining, and this is shining just because of TIR. And the last application which you found more amazing, that is about the mirage, we are going to start today. So in the applications or the effects of TIR, what we have dealt till now, firstly we have seen about the poroprisms. Secondly, we have seen about the sparkling of diamond. Third thing we are going to observe today is shining of air bubble in water. And the last one is the mirage, which is an optical illusion we are going to deal today. So these two topics we have discussed in our previous lecture, and we have seen that what is poroprism and what is sparkling of diamond. Now in today's lecture, we are going to start with shining of air bubble and mirage, and these are again a very two important phenomena that is based on the total internal reflection. So let's start with shining of air bubble in the water. Now after diamond and poroprism, let's see how the shining of air bubble in the water take place. So it is about shining of air bubble in water. And this concept is actually working on the total internal reflection. So it is shining of air bubble in the water. Now what will happen in this case? The critical angle for water at the interface of the glass is approximately equal to 48 degree 45 minutes. So we can write that critical angle for water is 48 degree 45 minutes. So this is the critical angle for the water. Now if I am assuming the concept like this, suppose this is the water we have. This is water, and I am assuming that it is a air bubble. This is air bubble. Now what will happen in this case? When a ray of light is incident from denser to rarer medium, you can see that how the light is going. Firstly, you have water and air bubble inside it. So if a light is going to travel from denser to rarer medium, because water is our denser medium and what is air bubble? It is our rarer medium. So when a ray of light is incident from denser to rarer medium at a particular value, when angle of incidence will be greater than critical angle. So the critical angle you can see here is 48 degree. So whenever this angle is greater than critical angle, the bubble will going to shine because it will undergo a total internal reflection. What will happen in this case? The total internal reflection is going to take place. So if a ray of light is incident or is going to travel from denser to rarer medium at a particular value where the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, it will undergo a total internal reflection. It will undergo total internal reflection, and due to this concept you can see that in the water we will see a bubbles are shining. You have generally observed that in the water the bubbles are always in the shining form. So you can see that this bubble is layer. So this is a very common application of total internal reflection in our day-to-day life. Now, apart from the poroprism and the sparkling of diamond, we have seen the third case, that is shining of air bubble in water, and the last application of the total internal reflection is a very interesting one, that is about the mirage. So what is mirage? Let's see here. Now what will be mirage? This is a very interesting phenomena and you have generally observed this phenomena in desert. It is actually an optical illusion which is generally observed in the desert. So what will happen in the deserts? As the deserts are very hot and humid, you can see that you are able to see the inverted image of an object in the desert. And why it is happening so? This is happening so because of the total internal reflection, and this illusion is known as a mirage. So what is mirage? It is an optical illusion. It is an optical illusion observed in deserts where you get inverted image of an object and sometimes image of pond just because of clouds. So it is generally an optical illusion you can see in the deserts. Now what actually happening? You can see that deserts are very hot and humid. So what will happen? The air molecules which lie at the bottom surface, it means the air molecules which are closer to the ground are very hot, and when they rises up they will become cooler. So the refractive index or the density of the layers near the surface of the earth is low. As we go high, the density and the refractive index is going to be increased. So what will happen in this case? Let us understand this with the help of a diagram. This is the whole picture we are seeing here. Now, what will happen in case of the mirage? You can see that there is a tree, and this is a tree in a desert. This is assuming that this is a desert. Now, what will happen in the desert? As the deserts are very hot and humid. Deserts are very hot and humid. So, what will happen? The air molecules near the ground are very hot. And as you rise up, the air molecules, it means the hot air molecules will become getting cooler one on rising above the layers. So, if you are going above layers, you can see that in the above layers, the air molecules will cooler down. So, the refractive index and the density will be lower in the upper case and higher in the lower case. Now, what will happen? As you can see that these rays of sun, the rays of the sun are continuously incident on the tree. These rays are continuously incident on the tree. Now, if the rays of light is continuously incident on the tree, you can see that the ray is going to travel from denser to rarer medium. It means in the above atmosphere, the density is high. And as you go down, the medium will become rarer. So, every time when a ray of light is going to travel from the denser to rarer medium, what will happen? The ray is going to bend away from the normal, and this is the concept of total internal reflection we have. So, what will happen? Every time a ray of light is striking the tree, you can see that the ray is going to bend away from the normal. Every time the light is striking, it is going to bend away from the normal. Now, what will happen? At a particular point, you can see that the angle of incidence will be greater than the critical angle. So, if angle of incidence will be greater than the critical angle, you can see that the total internal reflection is going to take place. The light is not going to bend away from the normal. Instead of that, it is traveling in the same medium, and there the total internal reflection is going to take place. So, what will happen? If a light is coming to this tree at an angle greater than the critical angle, if the angle is greater than the critical angle, what will happen? The light is not going to bend away from the normal. Instead of that, the total internal reflection is going to take place. The total internal reflection is going to take place. So, what will happen? If total internal reflection is going to take place, the observer is located here. This is observer. If observer is observing this tree, so the human eye has a tendency that it is always able to analyze or visualize the straight objects. It means the light is going to travel in a straight line according to the human eye. So, you can see that the observer is observing this tree. If it is coming the straight position, the observer is able to observe this tree in this direction. So, for this observer, the tree is going to be located in this direction because the ray is bending in this side. The observer is able to see that tree in that direction. It means he will be able to see the image of an object just below the object. So, this illusion is known as mirage, and it is commonly observed in deserts. So, what actually happening in this process? When a rays of light coming from the sun, they are going to travel from denser to rarer medium, and continuously at each layer they are bending away from the normal. Now, at a particular point when the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, you can see that the rays are totally reflected inwards. You can see that the totally rays are going to invert in the inward direction, and the observer is able to see only the straight objects. So, he will not be analyzed to see this object. Instead, he is going to see this object. So, for this observer, this is the image. The tree is forming here. It means he is able to see this tree and this tree also. So, it is actually an optical illusion which is observed generally in the desert. Similarly, an illusion is observed when you see an image of the water, and just because that image is because of the clouds. It is again due to the total internal reflection. So you can see that how the total internal reflection is applicable in our day-to-day life, and it is a very important phenomena you can see. So just see this video lecture because this is a very interesting and very amazing topic. So this lecture is over here. We will deal with many such topics in our next session. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.